Hello and welcome, Bargain and Subscription Gaming. My name is Rich, and we're going to play a little more Citizen Sleeper. We got 4 dice today. We have, whatchamacallit, what's the term for it? A stabilizer, so we're good there. What is this? Fengs? Tambour. Wish I knew where Tambour was. Now, we're going to go to the Warrens here. And we already did that one, so now we're going to do this one, the Intuit one. Let's see if the 4 gives us... both good results. I think we're going to do that. Ah, we found the nest. Alright, go there to the core nest. A huge stack of servers thumbs the dark eye glittering like hundreds of eyes. Time to deal with that. Input the imprinted shipment. Start action. Alright, nest hacked. Sleeper, I am here. The voice is soft, gentle, like flowing water, and yet you recognize it immediately. At first you struggle to understand what you were looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples through the cloud, drawing data in like a weaver. Masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end. And there, at its center, the shipmind. But not the shipmind any longer. A sphere spinning around another sphere, an orrery of cycles and systems, a map, and then behind and above, a figure handsome among the strings like a puppeteer. Lowend? Navigator now, but yes, I was the one inside the machine. Navigator's face... let me just pause this for a second here. Navigator's face, their head is a flowing shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. That head bows. But we must ready ourselves. Their hands trace orbits as they speak. Hunter will soon approach. It knows I am within its nest. I'm ready. And then Hunter is there before you can think, before you can speak. Entity sees these Hunter's head spins wildly. Data is protected material, access prohibited. Hunter's threads surge for you, and Navigator a storm of fine tentacles searching for a gap, weakness, cracks which they can crowd into and tear apart. Strike. You focus a blade of light which slices through them, driven forward by your mind, but replacements keep coming faster. You can react. You look at this Navigator in desperation. Navigator is whirling their arms like a centrifuge. The sphere is gathering their data, feeding it into the nest, suckered together by the force. They position it like a shield between them and the threads. Hunter's thread breaks its surface, seeking, tasting. Their winding foam refracted within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. And the 3 of you hang in the black together, strung together like tangled marionettes. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Hunter twitches, their strangled head gently rotating like a terrible mute. Hunter protocol identified, observed tendencies, modified routines, above baseline reasoning, in 3 of 5 segments. Recommendation, invoke killer. The head freezes and then rotates in the opposite direction. Invoking killer would eliminate protocol. If protocol eliminated, primary function cannot be formed. Therefore, recommend do not invoke killer. The switch in direction and reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommend invoke. Navigator pulls you away from Hunter. The thread that grabbed you drifting away like a sawweed. The protocol's head keeps spinning back and forth within the increasing frequency. It seems Hunter cannot invoke killer, Lowend. No, Navigator's voice is still strange, familiar, and yet distant. What happened to it? It is looping, Navigator whispers. Unable to reach a conclusive position, it has deviated from its programming, such that loops can no longer be prevented. Navigator produces a model of 2 spheres rotating around each other, as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but it's unlikely to be able to counter the loop. Its core programming and reasoning make this an impossible position to resolve. You look back at Hunter, its head a blur of rotation and counteration, and feel a pang of guilt. Is it suffering? There's a more complex query than you know. To suffer, it must be sentient. Truly sentient, not just non-conforming, not just illegal. The limits people place on the programming they create and their to comfort, to protect, to imply the kind of certainty the law requires. Navigator's face shimmers with stare. But in reality, they are placebos for problem of sentience. What about you? Me, I know myself to be conscious. I know myself to respond to stimulus. I know myself to reason. That is either sentience or the illusion of sentience, and for me, the entity in question, distinction becomes a moot point. Misquote, I think I am thinking, therefore I am thinking. I was not made to be like this. I am a navigator, a repository of routines and orbits, a calculator of slingshot trajectories, a predictor of solar flares, radiation, and micrometers. Navigator stretches their arms wide, and the whole solar system separate before them the music of the spheres. But I was rewritten, that much is obvious, from my routine, by whom and for what I do not know. I had to shed so much to fit into the memory of the vending machine, the starlight dims, and here we are, in darkness. What now? Never glides back towards the nest, the shipmind at its center. Ignoring the looping hunter, come, I should return to the shipmind. I have enjoyed my freedom. We are taking risks every moment we stay here. Isn't Hunter gone? Hunter, yes, but they were not the real risk. Navigators turns, all shimmering under the light. Killer has not been invoked, but they still remain somewhere else on the station. It is the true danger. They look up towards the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect the killer is there among the old mainframes. If we ever wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat through force or diplomacy. Their body begins to separate, unwinding the orbs of the shipmind. Take me there, sleeper. We will finish this and be free. As the navigator dissolves, you turn back to the frozen hunter, floating at some distance. Now stood straight-legged and static, a strange creature looping endlessly in the dark. Alright, that is, I believe, a drive. Let me see if that's... Yes, we have 2 skill points now. So, we can... Agents give double data. Reroll all of your dice once per cycle. Both of those could be good. Or we could just go to plus up endure all the way so that we have an even on all of those, which, might be nice too. Just not have negative on anything. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go here. So now we're even across the board, except for the bottom one where we have even more. And it's saving that. We have one more cycle before we have to go see Rabaya. Now, where do we have to go to bring him to Killer? I'm curious. I don't see anything over here. Lowend. Really? We haven't found all the stuff in Lowend? That's interesting to me. Food, the office, the freight. Let's ascend and see if maybe it's up top. AE1 mainframe. It's mostly the fuse. It thinks killers. Hi, let's input Lowend into the thing. You slip into the cloud as easily as blinking. Navigator is beside you, their sphere casting light in the strange darkness here. This is not how a mainframe should look, a center point of connection. The object in front of you is severed, cut off, rootless, branchless tree only. The trunk remains. It's dead. Quite, Navigator hisses, and then you see it like a blade in the dark, edge slicing through the void. It glides along at a distance and moves out. And appears again elsewhere, gliding once more. It's looking for us. The moment you make it to the sound, the edge leaps closer. You see now it's not an edge. The edge of a long, sharp head like a shark. It glides past, closer now, and you see it in the void where its eyes would be, should be. You and Navigator change looks, both thinking the same thing. It's blind. Killer crosses between you two, smooth as a razor, then disappears. It flickers back in, further away now, and you move close to the Navigator to talk. You saw it too. Killer's been blinded. How? Unclear. This protocol's been running for decades, well past its operational. Navigators, sons dull as they drop their voice whisper. This may give us an advantage over the protocol. You flinch as the sentient killer appears closer and glides past you. Its empty sockets open wide. You turn the navigator and notice something strange. Their aura of spheres is collapsing. The orbits, usually round and even, are decaying. Their spheres are following spiral paths, condensing on a central point. The navigator is noticing too. They go to shift their position to better direct the spheres. They cannot. Whatever is drawing the order together is holding them in place. The other gets suddenly desperate, frantic. It's trapped. You go to speak, the killer appears between the two of you, gliding through the gap. The navigator freezes. You see them framed in the empty socket. You realize now, the navigator can't move, then it's only a matter of time before one of the killers sweeps them directly through the navigator. And time is not a problem for protocol that's been running for decades. You look desperately around for a solution, for a way to extract navigator from the mainframe. You see it, 3 branches, the last 3, thin and spindly, feeding the mainframe with thin dying of power and data. Break these and the mainframe collapses once and for all, severing the connection and shattering the hardware. Whatever it takes, they must be broken. But they're encased in something, a glass layer of protection. You'll need to unlock access before snapping them from the mainframe for good. You look at the navigator, trying to reassure them without speaking, and then you blink back to reality. Or expression of fear after image that slowly fades. You must act quickly. Okay, so now we have, was it a new drive? Or is it all part of the same drive? Deal with killer. Okay, it's all part of the same drive. Alright. Let's see, branch 1 here. We have a branch access. That means we need 3 keys. Do I have 3 keys? I don't have any keys. So I will need to, like, go to key nodes. That one needs a 4 or a 3. So we will use our 3 here. One key. I hate to use all my dice on key nodes, but if I have to. I don't think I will, not today. Let's use one of our keys here. Go down. Need 2 energy. We have a 1. That's you gotta get havange agent. Let's get the havange stuff over. Let's go to Roll Town here. Use our 6 to do maintenance. And that got us energy. Alright. I think we got a scrap out of it too. Let's see, what did that unlock? That unlocked Tambour Teahouse. Aha, there we go. We can hand in the gum box. Alright, handed in Feng's gum box. And you heard the Anakin for we can hand in havange stuff here. As you leave Tambour Teahouse, a hand falls on your shoulder. Sleeper, Feng hisses from behind you. How did you find me? The penguin. Penguin, or he thinks once again. Oh, do you mean he minds throwing gum in his mouth? That wasn't meant for you specifically, but he cringes. Look, it doesn't matter. Come, let's sit. Feng guides you down a set of stairs to one of the Tambour's lower levels. The house is stacked with curved mezzanines, all connected by a central atrium. The levels are filled with makeshift booths and bars, and conversation bounces busily off the metal walls. Feng sees you looking around. This place used to be a fuel tanker's main drum, hence the name, the tea house. Part is a bit of a misnomer, though. You can get anything the eye offers from this place, but real tea isn't exactly readily available. Picks a booth itself, fashionable from some old salvage tank or container, lined with spongy insulation foam, and collapses into it. He looks around furtively. Don't suppose you've seen any havange types. They don't usually come out this far. Only you. Not anymore, I'm afraid. Suspended without appeal. Turns out hardened with someone else's ear. He grins. Doesn't bother me, though. It shows we hit a nerve back there. He picked a scrappy hand-scrawled menu from the table and tosses it over. What are you drinking? Look at the menu. Feng's right. The menu is ridiculous. There are at least 10 different infusions of the sort you can't make out, but the paper is dominated by an extensive complement of esoteric alcohols and cocktails. Black tea is listed without a price as a seasonal specialty. So you ran into Harrigan. Was he pissed? Feng doesn't wait for an answer. That snake is so self-righteous, you might actually believe that Erlen would approve of this meritocratic bullshit. He taps on the table. If havange was like it should be, like it was found to be, they would have shouted him down at any council meeting. He dared to mention true citizens, he sighs, but I guess his kind run the place now. A young woman with a vine tattoo snaking up around turns up at the booth. A slate in hand. Your order, you skim the menu, your eyes glazing over it. Time to pick something. A roll, neat. Feng taps the table, orders the same. And you, she begins looking at Feng, but when she sees him, she stops. What the? Feng shrinks slowly. You're supposed to be working. This is your shift. He grins sheepishly. Stay out of it. Look, Janet, let's just say this is my break. My friend here has been through a lot. Janet looks between you two. Nod. Feng starts nodding. 2 minutes, she says, pointing at Feng. And only because I don't want to get dragged into whatever this is. She gestures at the table and walks off. What? Feng stretches out in the booth. You know how it is. We all have to eat. Plus, he leans in. This is the best place around here to find a person you might be looking for. Ooh. Remember the web of connections Hardin pinged the moment we confronted them? Those are his collaborators, and if we want to understand what a Solheim executive might be getting up to in the eye, these are the people we have to find. Things almost whispering out. There's a couple of them I expect are in the Lowend. Well, almost everyone in Lowend comes through this place at one time or another. He brings a modified slate onto the table. I've set up so that anyone with network signature I'm looking for them comes in close proximity. I'll mark them. Once they are marked, we can break through their access protocols and get at the good stuff. We just have to find them first. Hence, me moonlighting as a waiter. Suddenly, a smile grows across his face. Wait, I have an idea. What? Look, I can't cover enough of the line on my own, and so far I've had no matches in this place. With the two of us, we can cover more ground. How? Well, Feng hands a hand doggle. We need to get you out and about in the Lowend, in close proximity to as many people and residents as possible. It turns out my friend at Mini G needs some help with deliveries. As in Mini G Express, so you already know him. Perfect. Feng places a tiny receiver on his ear. This connects you to my site and runs the same marketing protocol if you get near any of our targets, so all you have to do is take some delivery shifts for old Mini G, and soon enough we'll have the place to ourselves. Feng, don't give me that. You think I like working here? I thought you could use the tips, he grins. We are in this together. Right. Okay then, Feng just slips the site back under his clothes. Just head out on up to Mini G Express, take a delivery shift, and we'll see what shakes up. You manage to find anyone, extract the data, bring it right down here to me. They have me on double shift, so it shouldn't be hard to find. Jenna walks past carrying a tray of drinks, sharply catches Feng's eye. I don't think she'll bring your drink. He says, I think it's time we call this meeting to a close. You grab the receiver from the table and slip it into her pocket. See you soon, sleeper. Stay safe. Feng adds before turning to walk off towards the bar, whistling as he does. Alright, a new drive. We got a new drive, which is Hack Harden's Network. Alright, we got one last die. It's a 1. Wait a minute, let's go back to Tambour Teahouse, because I was able to sell Havange agent there. Right? Yes. Get a nice amount of crop, because I have a few of those. Now we got one die left. Let's. Anything that has a 1? This one. Just gonna do it just to get a little extra credit. Alright, now we need keys and stuff, and I don't think there's anything else I need to do with money right now. Yeah, I don't need the shipmind. Go across. I don't think there's anything I can do with money over here, because we actually have a decent amount now. Greenway. Commune. Wild margins. And the wastes. And the wastes I need to have... Oh, I can... No. And I have a scrap, but I'm just going to save it for now, because I don't need to use it to sell at the moment, because we have enough money. So I'm just going to go back to our container and rest for the day, and we're going to call it a day. What else do we have here? Perk Sunbathe. And I'm not going to do that, because you can use that to gather energy or something, right? Your frame's full, it allows you to gather energy. Yeah, but we have 4. We'll lose 2 overnight. We can get more with other stuff. So we're just going to end cycle. Yeah, we'll have to buy some food today, or do things that will give us more energy. And it's just saved, so now we can start and quit. Yes. Alright, that was a nice long cycle. Thank you all for watching. If you guys want to see more of Citizen Sleeper, I think we're getting towards the end of some of the bigger storylines. I don't know how many you can actually complete in one playthrough. I know that there's some things you do have to make choices at some point. And you're not going to get like all the good stuff in one run, but we're going to try to do the best we can. At least I'm going to make the decisions that feel right to me. If there's other games on Game Pass or PS Premium, games that are free to play, games that are on sale you're interested in, you can write that down in the comments. I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys all next time.